What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Arce, and welcome back to the GSD show. I am here with Jennifer Hootie, founder of ConsciousCopy.co. She's a marketer and top copywriter for some amazing influencers, companies like Growth.com, which is ran by Brendan Bouchard and Dean Graziosi, works closely with Joe Polish from the Genius Network, and some amazing people that you totally know if I said their name. So today, Jennifer is going to share some of her wisdom with us so that you learn how you can take copy to grow your business as well.
If you own a gym or you need a gym, this is your guy.
My name's Mike, and I help fitness studios that are ready to take action, work hard, and grow their studios. In this very saturated industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests in the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the GSD show. What's up, everybody? It's Mike Arce, and welcome back to the GSD show. I'm here with Jennifer Hootie. Say hi.
Hey.
She is awesome. She is the founder of ConsciousCopy.co, a top marketer and copywriter for some amazing influencers, such as Growth.com, founded by Brendan Bouchard and Dean Graziosi, works closely with Joe Polish from the Genius Network. And Jennifer, you're going to share some wisdom with our audience today on how they can use copywriting to be able to not only just get more leads, get more customers, improve their brand, and grow the hell out of their business, right?
Yep.
And you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So we're going to get it done today. You ready?
I'm so excited.
All right. So first, tell me about ConsciousCopy.co. What is it? How'd you get started?
So we specifically help coaches, experts, thought leaders in building, really getting clear of what their message is, and then in a way that's appealing to their ideal clients and customers. And then we help with that whole process of taking ice cold leads, so people who don't know them, like them, trust them yet, build that relationship through writing copy and then getting them to the sale.
So for those of you guys that are watching, if you feel like you have some leads that aren't hot, but they're in your database, which you're doing some good Facebook advertising and marketing programs, there's a good chance that you're not closing 100% of your leads. Some of them, if not most of them, are really just going into your email list and your funnel, and the ones that you close, you close. The other ones you're hoping you can get to come back around, right? And so what you do is you are really great at taking these cold leads and coming up with a strategy to warm them up and then eventually put them on fire and bring them in the studio, right?
Exactly.
Or in the company, whatever the business is, but we're going to keep it in the fitness studio industry, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. So talk to me what the difference is between a cold lead, a warm lead, and a hot lead in your eyes, and this way we can understand the transition.
Sure. So the way that I explain a cold lead, imagine like there's you, the business owner, and you're on like one side of a cliff. And then there's whoever your ideal prospect is, like your client or customer, however you use that term. A cold lead is someone who doesn't know you, like you, or trust you yet. And so they're on the other side of the cliff, and so the bridge to get to you is longer. It's a longer walk for them to get to that bridge of actually working with you. And imagine that bridge as being like the information and content they need in order to create trust and attention with you.
And a lot of people, they never actually build the bridge. They just deal with, okay, well, they're over here, I'm over here. We can
like,
kind of see each other.
Come back over here.
But
and it's like, just jump. Like marketing is that bridge between the business owner and the prospect. And then, so marketing is the bridge, and then the content or copy is like what gets them across that bridge.
Okay.
And so that's a cold lead. And then like a warm lead, and also with a cold lead, that is someone who, I define a cold lead as someone who knows that they have a problem, but they don't know what the solution is. So imagine a quick example that I gave to one of my clients yesterday was someone is like super thirsty, but they don't know that like a liquid or water would quench their thirst. So they're just like, I have this problem.
Right.
And that's it. And then a warm lead is that bridge is a little bit shorter. So they maybe know you, they've seen you around, maybe they've heard their friends talk about you, or someone's referred you to them, but they haven't experienced you for themselves. So that bridge is a little bit shorter. And another way that I use an example in copy is like, this is someone who also maybe they know they have a problem and they know what the solution is, but they're just not ready to step into it.
They haven't matched you to be the right fit for that solution. They
Yeah.
may know they may know they need fitness,
Yeah.
but they haven't really selected you specifically as the solution to that fitness problem.
Exactly. So in like fitness studios, maybe their doctor or someone told them, like a cold lead would be like, I gotta lose weight. And like a warm lead would be like, I want to exercise and there's all these different options, but I don't know which one to pick. And a couple of my friends referred me, but I'm not sure which one's right for me. And then a hot lead is like, that bridge is super close and they know you, like you, trust you. You've built that trust and attention with them. And they know they had a problem. They know you're the solution and you're specifically their solution.
And now it's just timing. So if you guys watch episode 34 of the GSD show, we actually talked a lot about this. And Jennifer is actually doing the strategy that I said to do in any sales process. You actually just took it exactly how I said it and put an email. So what I said is there's 3 different things that you need to overcome in the sales process. And it's in the order that you said. It's why this? Why should I do this? Why you? Why should I do this with you, right? There's so many other people that can do it. And why now?
Yes.
Why should I do this today? Why not wait 6 months or something like that when my tax returns come in or summer or something like that? So you actually understood that, coincidentally, and you've already started implementing that same sales strategy in email to let the email do the work and then just skip all that. And when they get to you, they're a lot warmer of a lead. And now it's just about getting them signed up. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
And could I just even share too, I think sometimes we hear in the marketing world the term copywriting and then also marketing, and I would love just to take a moment to describe my definition of them.
Let's do
That
it.
may be helpful, because I even joked like 3 years ago, I literally had no idea what like copywriting was. I was doing it in my business, but I didn't fully understand it. I thought that a copyright was like that little symbol behind words that like made, like that's my word, I reserve that word. Like I didn't.
That was a limit to the definition for you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so then once I recognized really what copy is, or copywriting, it's applied psychology plus written words, or words that sell. And so there's copy, and that's essentially you're driving someone to a specific destination or outcome. And then there's content, which is informing and educating them. And then if you combine those together, it's incredible because you're now educating, and that's really what marketing is. Marketing is educating someone, and like my friend Joe Polish uses the term, preconditioning them, predisposing them, pre-qualifying them, and pre-motivating them to get to the sale. So like once you're having a sales conversation with them, or once they land on your sales page, or that offer that you have to exchange credit cards, they're in because the marketing and the copy did its job, which makes that person feel safe in wanting to go with you.
Awesome. I want you to imagine somebody owns a fitness studio. It could be any type. It could be yoga, it could be Pilates, or a HIIT, like an Orange Theory or something like that. You pick, if you need to get specific, pick the one you want. Just tell me what you want to do. I want you to imagine this person's getting on average 100, let's say 100, number's easy, 100 leads a month. Okay, 100 people wanting to get a free trial. Out of that, I want you to imagine they're only signing up maybe 10 to 15 of those original 100. Okay, every single month. So we got what? 85, 90 that were not signing up. Times that by a year, we're looking at about 1,000 people that we didn't sign up right away. There's value there though, right? They're within miles of the studio.
This
So
excites me
okay,
so much.
so you own the studio.
Yes.
It's yours. Your life depends on it. Grow the studio. How do you use that email list?
Okay, so first off, it's important to understand that, and you probably know these numbers way better, but this is like industry average for what I do, is say we're using the example of 100 people, about 20 to 30 of those people are ready to buy like right now. And this is industry, and so this may be a little bit different for the fitness studio realm. And then about 40 of those people, 40 of the people who didn't sign up right now, they're on the fence, like they're ready to, they just need a little bit more information. And that's your job in the follow-up. And then the last like
30,
30-ish people, they aren't going to be ready in the next 90 days, but they may be ready in the future. But it's just a not right now for them, and that's okay. And so that's
because you got their info today.
Exactly.
And you can start preparing them, warming them up.
Yeah,
right?
building the relationship with them. So it's so important to know that like the follow-up is everything. So I know a stat that I have is by Forrester, 50%, you're going to get 50% more sales if you just nurture your leads. It's and it doesn't need to be extravagant. And so
the top marketers in the world say your business is as strong as your email list.
Mm-hmm.
As long as your email list is building and you're nurturing it the right way, you don't have any fear of going out of business as long as you continue to build it, and nurture it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like I'll go on stages and talk about this, and everyone talks about building the email list, but then like that's where I come in after, because people are like, okay, I'm building the email list, but how do I get the leads? Like how do I
turn it into money?
Yeah, like how do I get the email list into the bank, like
right.
making the money on it? And that's where people get held up, and it is really quite simple, and I'm a open book just to share with you the exact process. So the very first thing I would do, regardless of, first I'm going to ask questions. So can we pretend like you're a fitness studio owner?
You got it.
Okay, so my first question would be, with all the leads that are coming in, where are you sending them?
And I'll be the average fitness studio owner, okay? So with all the leads that come in, generally they're clicking on an ad on Facebook because they wanted, let's say, like a free week trial, okay? And so then they go into my database. I do have like 3 emails that automatically go out. I call them immediately, and I'm getting about probably about half of them to actually book an appointment with me.
Okay.
About maybe 80% of those people show up, and then the remaining, I end up signing overall at about 100. I sign up maybe 10 people. And so everybody else just kind of goes into my CRM, and I'll email them randomly when we have fun events going on.
Okay, so those people that aren't signing up, are they getting any email right now, or probably not? They're just getting dumped into the system, and then
they're in a system.
And then when you feel like inspired to send an email, maybe you're sending one, or
right.
if
or
you
when
have
I feel
something
like I
to
have time.
sell,
yeah.
or if you have time, or it's like urgent, and you heard a video like this, and you're like, oh, I better go email my list right now.
Right,
because
and then
it's
I'll
been
email
3 months.
them, and I won't get a lead, and that uninspires me to do it again until I watch another video.
Right. Yes.
So that's basically my life. Yes.
Okay, so think about it like I think about marketing like dating.
Okay.
And so it's like, say you really, really like someone, and then you reach out to them, and they're like, oh, not right now, but like I'm interested. You just say, whatever. Like if you really like that person, you're gonna maybe keep being like, hey, do you want to go on another date? If say
maybe like their stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, you're gonna like keep in touch and like keep in their realm. And so this exact same is with business. And so what I would do is setting up an autoresponder. So it's gonna take some time up front, but once you have it set up, it's going to go, like you're never gonna have to touch it again. And this is gonna be nurturing all those people who decided not to sign up right off the bat.
Okay.
So immediately when that lead comes in, and say they decided that they're not ready right now, so that those 90 people, I would set up at least like a 2-week autoresponder sequence. All that means it's emails that go on in a specific sequence automatically, so you don't have to send emails to any of those people manually.
Often in that 2 week, how many emails would go out?
So it really depends. With our system, we have something called the authentic autoresponder, and we say it's 8 emails in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it's really just building that relationship, and that person is still warm because they clicked your ad and they were clearly curious, or they're like cold or warm. So the whole goal of that autoresponder is to build a relationship, warm up the lead, and then get them to go to your studio.
Let's quickly cover a tool. What's a tool that somebody could use? We'll go over like maybe like a best tool that might cost a little bit more.
Sure.
But let's go over something real basic and simple cost-wise that somebody can just use, implement, and they don't have to break the bank for it.
Sure. So I'll share the tool, and then I'll just share the second thing, because I know with people, when we say list, I said like 2 things, and there's that person's like, she said there was one other thing.
Okay, got it.
So definitely making sure that you're giving them valuable content. is number one in like the person burning, or if you're afraid of sending these emails. And number two is you want to attract the right people and repel the wrong people.
Here's the easiest way to break it down. I've done the thing with the apples before. We'll do it again. It's been like since episode 1. I think that was the only time I've done the whole apple thing. We're due. We're due. So I want you guys to imagine this is you and this is Jennifer. And you both own fitness studios. The only difference between you and Jennifer is she is willing to send 8 of these emails in a 2-week period. And you feel like you don't want to be bothersome. If you each got the same amount of leads, let's say 100 leads a month for the entire year, at the end of the year, which would you guess, if all else was equal? The only difference is that she sent 8 emails per 2 weeks and you didn't. If all else was equal, which one do you think at the end of the year would end up with more business?
Me.
Pretty simple. I just wanted to put it in perspective. It's a dumb question, but I think sometimes perspective gets switched on when you look at it in that light, because it's easy to see once you realize, yeah, I mean, my competitor starts doing it and I don't, yeah, they're gonna eventually beat me, of course. So why don't you be that guy and let the other guy worry about bothering people, and you just go ahead and email the entire community and deliver value and get them signed up.
Exactly, and like value is the key thing. So that's, and I think I'm so glad that you brought up that question first, because before we dive into the tools, it is getting that mindset of like, yes, this is important, and as long as you know that you're delivering value to people, regardless, then it makes it easier to be more consistent and because there is that fear that plays in the back of everyone's mind of like, oh, I don't want to annoy people, this is too much, that seems like a lot of work, but if it's really important to you, you do it. So then to go back to your question of tools, when it comes to email service, there's so many different ones out there. And so I'll just bring up some of the ones that I like, and that's not to say that there isn't other ones out there that are the same or better, but these are just the ones that a lot of my clients use and I use. So, and one that I really like is ActiveCampaign.
ActiveCampaign?
And so that it's super affordable, especially if you're just starting out.
Okay.
And that's to send emails. So whether it's autoresponder, which we'll go into, which is again just those automatic emails that get sent out without you having to do it manually, and then they can also send broadcast emails.
Where if like you have an event and it's not an automated thing. So for you guys listening, just in case you weren't grasping that, whether Jennifer signs up for a free trial at my studio on January 1st or July 1st, it doesn't really matter. She's going to get the same set of emails in the autoresponder. So email 1, email 2, email 3, that's the same sequence. The broadcast is, well, I want to send something outside of that because we have an event coming up, or we are doing a new promotion that we think is great, or we're running like a daddy-daughter dance at our place or something like that. Then you can send a broadcast email that's outside of the order of that autoresponder. I just wanted to make sure, because I know some people are really into this, some people just are getting started out.
Yeah, and so that's one tool is ActiveCampaign. Another one I really like is ClickFunnels.
Okay. Which one's easier to get started for the person that just wants to like set it up and get this going?
I would say that they're really quite equal. The only difference is I like ClickFunnels because it has the landing pages as well, which basically means like how you're going to get those leads. It's the entire process, and I just like that. To me, that's easier.
And in ClickFunnels, you can. Do you need a ClickFunnels and like a MailChimp, or does it do it all? You can build your list, and you can do automated emails and all that stuff. Does it? And it has a CRM as well, right?
Yeah, they just rolled it out.
Okay, and
so it's new.
But you know what? If somebody's working with MindBody, MindBody is probably getting more than half of the fitness studios using their tool, because it is probably the most dominant out there.
Yeah.
They can integrate that or get their list integrated into ActiveCampaign. They can just basically import it, right?
Yep, exactly. And then another one, if you're like a big dog and want to go all in, it's Infusionsoft.
Okay.
That one's a little more of a commitment, of course. It's a little more pricey, but it can do a lot more.
And it's a commitment in time.
Yeah.
It's a very tough thing to learn. It's not that you can't learn it. I've learned it. We use it.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying to you if I said the first year we didn't use a lot of it, because it just seemed like so much, and then finally I decided to get going with it. So I would say, ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign, those would be two good
ones.
ones.
Even like MailChimp, if you have MailChimp, that one works pretty well too.
Okay. So let's say Sandy decides she fills out a form to get a free trial in my studio, and now she's into my autoresponder process here. Okay. So you said it's not going to be annoying to the right people if it's valuable and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
So tell me what that means. How do we create, if you own a fitness studio, let's say at Orange Theory or something similar to that, yoga studio, doesn't matter. How would you create a valuable and entertaining email that makes me go, I'm glad I opened that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next one.
Okay, so this is my favorite part, and this is what gets me super excited, because most emails out there, as all of you watching know, like suck. Like they're so boring, and it's like clearly the person in the tech department, like where all the lights are shut off, is like writing the emails, because it just seems like
Or
there's
the person that never really had any training, or just kind of wung it.
Yeah.
Wung it? Wanged it?
Wanged it. The
Whatever.
person who wanged it.
Person who
Wong it.
Who winged it?
Winged it. Winged it. Okay, so there's actually I'm going to share my strategy that we use with the authentic autoresponder. So, like I mentioned, 8 emails, and I want you to think before going into the specific strategy. It's a concept of you want to position yourself at, like your business, your studio, as the influencer, as this should be their only choice. So it's a personality. And then the second step is you want to build your tribe, and you want to create that culture of like, it's not just this person coming into your studio, it's like, this is a tribe that you're building. This is a community that you're building.
And not missing out by not being a part of it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the third step of that is like what your offer is. So your product or your service. So what makes your studio unique in the way that it does things amongst all of the other ones. And those are really the 3 connections. And so we want to make sure that all 3 of those are like represented throughout this autoresponder. Reversing back, the very first email should be you introducing yourself and like showing your studio's personality. So one thing I like to do is like even Conscious Copy, like here's what we're all about. Like we like to have fun. Yeah, we're copywriters, which is like maybe a little bit dorky, but we think we're cool. Like we're marketers, so we don't just think about specifically the words. We look at the whole picture, like really getting that person to say, like read that email and be like, I would actually kind of want to be friends with that person. And then in that first email, because we found that about 70% of your leads will open your first email, which is really high.
Okay.
And so that is like your make it or break it. It needs to be entertaining. It needs to be humanizing, like you shared. And it needs to create some open loops. Open loops are essentially like things that you say you're going to share with them in the future, but you're not going to share it with them yet. So it gets them anticipating it. Like in the next couple emails, I'm going to share with you, and again, it has to be things that they actually want.
The
like
best foods to eat before you start working out.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised as to what we show you. Something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, to like get.
So now second email comes in, what, same day, next day, 3 days later?
Second email, I would say next day.
Next day, okay.
And that one is.
Do you recommend morning, afternoon? Because now it's not about them just filling it out. So do you recommend that second email is first thing in the morning, midday, late afternoon?
So it ranges. However, what we suggest is not right in the morning, because what people's tendencies are is like they go into their inbox, the first thing they want to do is clean it up. So if it's like 6 a.m., you're along with all the other spam mail, and they're just going to like click delete. However, if you sprinkle it in like mid-afternoon or mid-morning, mid-afternoon,
10:30, 11 a.m.
they'll open it. More likely they'll open it. And then weekends aren't the best time. However, don't get caught up in these specific details, I would say, but just like start sending. Yeah.
Okay, so second email comes in. I promised, let's say, 3 foods nobody should ever eat before a workout. Let's say that's what I promised,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so the next day, 10 o'clock a.m., I'm Sandy, I'm the girl that filled out the form. Second email's coming in now. What's the subject line looking like, and what's the body looking like?
So something that I like to do that's different than most people in emails is story-based emails, because they're super entertaining and they're like just a lot more engaging. We love and learn from stories better than anything else. So I could simply be like, here are the 3 foods you must not eat before a workout. But what I would do is I would like think of some entertaining story, like Sandy, be like, subject line, most embarrassing workout ever, or something like that. And I'd be like, Sandy, you won't believe what happened. A couple months ago, I wasn't really thinking before I was going to my workout, and I needed to put some food in my stomach, and I decided to make scrambled eggs or something like that. And like, things went south real fast when I showed up for my workout. Like I would make it funny, and then I'd be like, and then I decided I should probably research all the other foods that I shouldn't eat before my workout. So I did some research, and here's what I found. Like, I hope this helps for you. And the same thing doesn't, like, I would make it like super funny.
That's cool. I like that. Okay.
Like, rather than just being like, here's the 3 foods you shouldn't eat. Like,
Right. Hey there. Wait, this isn't right. Hang on. All right, this is much better. Hi, so if you want to learn how to gain the trust and attention of your subscribers so they can become raving fans that want to buy from you, then go to thegsdshow.com/E048 to get Jennifer's free copy of her email cheat sheet. That's thegsdshow.com/E048, and we'll send you a copy of Jennifer's free email cheat sheet so you can learn how to do this yourself. Thanks, and back to the episode. This is amazing. This is all really, really great strategy, and the email cheat sheet is probably going to give a lot too. From all the things that you've learned about copywriting and marketing, what would you say are the most important lessons that you've learned?
Lesson number 1 is always going back to entering that conversation that's going on in your prospect's mind. Like, what are the questions that they're asking themselves? Because I feel like as business owners, we get so caught up in what we want to tell them, and sometimes there's some cognitive dissonance, like, so it's not really aligning what we feel. They want what they want. They don't want what they need, because they know what they need already, but they don't, like, everybody knows that they need to, like, eat healthier and exercise. What they want is, like, the nice body or whatever. So, like, help them get what they want and then give them what they need.
Got it.
And answer those questions that you have for them, and that's just going to build that trust rapport and rapport. The second thing I would say is, like, really look at, like, big picture of, a lot of people will just, like, shoot at the sky hoping something's going to work. Be intentional. Like, marketing's super important. That's how you make money. Like, that's the lifeline of your company. So come up with a plan. And it's probably not going to be perfect right off the bat. Nothing is. But just, like, keeping consistent. So that would be my third one. So enter the conversation that's going on in people's minds. Come up with a strategy and actually follow through with it. Even if it's, like, small, then start small. And be consistent and follow through.
Yeah, because a lot of people will give up too early because they think, oh, I just did 2 emails and that didn't work.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. You know, I know people that they started doing Facebook Live and they had like 3-4 people on at once, and now they have 2,000, 3,000 people watching, but they've done like 100 Facebook Lives now. You know? So it's important to be consistent. And also, you can't learn from 1 or 2 attempts. You can't, anything could happen. You could hit a home run with the first swing, but it doesn't mean you're a home run hitter. You just connected perfectly, right? So that's awesome. People that are watching this, if they're still watching now, if they're still listening now, it's because they know this is valuable. And I'm so glad there was somebody on here that could teach me this stuff. Now I get it, but I want to be a master. So show me, where can I go to become a master? Where can I go to learn more? Do you have a blog where you post stuff?
Yep. On consciouscopy.co /blog. We got
And you have a lot of stuff like this?
Yeah. And then I would highly recommend, opting into our email list. We send out super entertaining emails every week that are actually really good.
See, she's good at what she does. She's already doing. That's email 1 right there. Wow, that was a good episode. I really like that. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. Remember to go ahead and get her Swipe download because that email cheat sheet's going to be great. Hopefully you guys got some ideas for books to pick up. I know I did. Kelsey, let's get those books. And thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
That was really fun.
Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thanks so much, guys, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you like this episode, then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher and to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. You can get all the links by going to thegsdshow.com. Thanks, and see you next time.